midst of the chaos, we're here. And we are demonstrating to the world that business does go on. And I am so proud to be here with you at this moment in time that requires innovative, passionate people that get business done. And so the fact that you keep showing up and we keep building relationships, because at the end of the day, that's all business is, right? It's just building relationships. It's building trust. Are you going to show up? Are you going to deliver what you said you were going to deliver? Are you going to pay me for the services that I've provided? But you have to keep showing up so that the next time there's a perfect opportunity for your organization, people think about you. People remember, oh, I met that person.
When you buy from a woman-led business, you are actually supporting a broader community, and we believe that to be true. If that is not a business case that is solid enough for all of you to think about scaling, I think this fact alone then should make you think twice about why you should continue in the path that you started.
For as long as you have enough people whose problem you are solving, you will still be able to make the money. Because to me, entrepreneurship is about that. It's about identifying a problem that people are willing to pay for.
For the U.S. government and U.S. Embassy, supporting women entrepreneurs is a foreign service policy priority. And we believe that empowered women engender empowered communities.
For us to move beyond the 1%, we need to have a procurement transformation strategy that clearly defines the importance of including women-owned businesses.
They say, targets to what end? Isn't this all about economic and social impact? Isn't this all about getting more money into women's hands?
Now, I think it's very clear to everybody that corporates and government are doing a whole lot to support you and support the ecosystem and ignite an industry and an ecosystem that is fertile for entrepreneurship, especially women-owned businesses.
I was introduced and championed to WEConnect by Jacob Pretorius from J&J and Lindsay Burns from Ingersoll Rand. And I'm very grateful for both of them for that opportunity. WEConnect provides a platform for female empowerment and inclusivity, and I'm very proud to be a member. We have had successful collaborations with corporates and suppliers I have met through WEConnect, and I've only been involved for the past year, so we're not doing so badly with WEConnect so far.
Very early on in my career, I was lucky enough to have a mentor that said to me, okay, now you're going to sell. And I nearly fainted. But he said to me, an idea is just an idea until somebody buys it.
But yeah, it's really helped me become a businesswoman, go back home, do more research about my industry, become more innovative, because there's so many cooks out there.
We also attribute our success to our people, because we feel that it's important to have a team that buys into the vision of the business.
Ask yourself, what am I doing, where am I going, and why? What else can I do? And through asking those questions and dealing with clients and people, you will find your value in terms of the impact that you want to make in your environment and the clients that you work with.
You have to understand what you are selling and who you're selling to and why they want to get that from you.
I run a business called Zenzele People Professionals. We specialize in talent, leadership, mindfulness coaching. Our company is 22 years old. So a different segment of our discussion will be led by our esteemed panelists who will focus on healthy relationships within the wellness employees in organizations. Wellness can help us to build positive, mindful, healthier, and highly productive employees.
Our values and our decision making is primarily driven by our credo, and our credo, simply put, really challenges us to put our patients and our doctors and the nurses at the forefront of everything that we do, including the community, of course.
But first it comes with self-belief. Can I do it? It comes with passion. Passion is I'm passionate about the industry. I'm passionate about patients' care. And that passion drove me and kept me going to having a business 7 years down the line.
Because as South Africa, we are opening up doors in terms of the biodiversity space. Biodiversity is a sector that has not been known to all the people that are doing business. It has always been lily white. It has always been male dominated. Now we are saying that here are opportunities. As you are trying to scale up in terms of business opportunities, economic growth, we are saying that you need to have more and more opportunities that you need to look into for you to be able to scale up.
There's actually a far bigger epidemic worldwide than the coronavirus right now, and that is the loneliness epidemic, where it is affecting your immune system to such a degree that it is the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
The fourth industrial revolution, sometimes called the 4IR Industry 4.0, builds on the foundations laid by the previous 3 revolutions.
So one needs to look at how do we kind of reshape the work environment where it evolves from being a place of employment and then evolving to be more of places for empowerment.
That talks to, I'm talking to the business people who are very much visionary. So let's look at what do we do today to ensure that our business is ready for the current, but also more so is prepared for the future.
Identify opportunities where you can use technology in terms of enhancing your customer experience and your interaction in your business.
We want to be able to take women's businesses to the greatest level possible for them. We want women to be able to dominate sectors. We want women to be able to say, we are the biggest IPP in the sector. We're the largest property group.
Visible to them as an organization that actually has the ability and the depth to partner with other organizations. And specifically speaking, we have engaged with the WEConnect team to look at some of the client and end user requirements where they want to bring on women. And we're very proud of the fact that we think we can continue to do that with WEConnect. And I think that's one of the foundations of WEConnect, is to be able to take women and give them access to markets. And access to markets is critical for any business owner. We find it very important to support and empower women-owned businesses because, one, women contribute significantly to the gross domestic product of this country and of countries across the globe.
To start working a lot more together. I know that's what WEConnect normally does. But for me also, I think all of you need to start looking at where are these opportunities.
And IDC is about development finance. While we are a partner in finance, what is more important to us is the development that takes place, and that is about the impact that those investments that we sort of are investing in make an integral impact on the communities within which these investments are going to be operating in.
So I'm saying that the golden opportunity for us to improve inter-Africa trade and investment is now. Let's look at the facts. Number one, forget the market of 1.3 billion people. Let's look at the economic facts. Economic growth, we all agree, is booming across the continent. Our countries have been performing well. There are exceptions, yes, but in large numbers, yeah. And the projections for the future, still very positive, that Africa is the place to be. Leave the politics aside. Focus on the business. The opportunities are there.
The African Continental Free Trade Agreement is the backdrop to Africa's greatest opportunity. Now, the reality is often we have conversations and what's put on the table is, how is this relevant to us women here? Economics has not served women. Economics has not counted us where we are and where we're participating. So for the purpose of this conversation, I want you to suspend economics and I want you to introduce womanomics.
The Africa Free Trade Agreement opens up a lot of opportunities. First of all, it comes at a time when we've just barely come out of the regional bodies, doing trade within the regional bodies, understanding what it means to do. For us in Kenya, what does it mean as a Kenyan to do business within the East African community, within COMESA? So now we have the Africa Free Trade. So this again is another platform. We need to understand what it means for us.
The African Development Bank has one of its critical areas of work is infrastructure. And for this continental free trade area to work in Africa, there's got to be trillions worth of dollars of infrastructure development. Infrastructure development, it's true, it's an area where we don't have a lot of women. The bank in its operations, and because we mainly deal with sovereign operations, we provide financing for governments. And what we have done with our projects is for each of the projects, we do our best to ensure that that project is contributing to women's empowerment.
And so the strength from crossing the continent, the strength from going outside of my comfort zone, the truth that I need to be diverse. My contact list on my phone must represent 54 countries.
From an EY perspective, we are so invested in supporting youth entrepreneurs, and with our partnership with WEConnect and some of the work that we do on the other side on our CSI projects with JASA.
When we looked at their final pitches when they were doing the competition, you could see that these ladies are gearing up to take over South Africa and be the women of the future.
We are Hesed Consulting. We are a coaching firm across the continent. We exist and have serviced clients like BMW, assisting their artisans to become permanent employees. We've worked with Nedbank to assist their graduates in staff retention. We've worked with Vodacom, assisting them with their executives to become managing executives.
So the challenges of being a female in a male-dominated environment like train refurbishment and building locomotives have been many. Personally, I've had to face questions about my capacity as a woman to operate in a highly technical, heavy engineering environment. And of course, my organization is, do we have the capacity, the capability to actually undertake such a technical opportunity? Scaling up means a lot to my company. Our capacity to meet the needs of Africa means that our resources have to be quite substantial. Our company operates under 36 hectares of workshop space, which is, by all intents and purposes, the largest privately owned rail organization in Africa. And this scale gives us the opportunity to build infrastructure projects that requires a huge investment and certainly gives the opportunity for economic development of regions that rely on mass transport to drive the economy.
I want you to start thinking about your business model. Start thinking about the way you're doing business at the moment.
And so Johnson & Johnson supports WeConnect, and it fits in with our strategy because it talks to our credo. So our credo talks about that we look after the communities that we work and live in, and supporting women-owned businesses means that we are helping that community grow, because women-owned businesses in your supply chain help the communities around them grow big.
There is diamonds in the chaos. South Africa doesn't have as much chaos as in some places that we know, but there are a lot of diamonds here. There's a lot of power in networks, and this is a powerful network.
To the corporations, I'll say this. We're here, and we're here for a reason. I know that each and every one of these WBEs, each and every one may not be a supplier to IBM. You can't be, because we don't have that bandwidth. But I will say, if you ask a question, you'll get an answer. And to each and every one of the corporates, take the time, give advice, give assistance, because these are the individuals not only of today, but of tomorrow.